Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. And isn't that just like the cutest little cat token you've ever seen right next to the Sky Cat Sovereign? I mean, Sky Cat Sovereign is really cool, but that little token is just super cute. Anyway, so what we're trying to do is we're playing Flyers today. I think that this deck does have some legs, has some wings, and basically what we're trying to do is play a bunch of early game Flyers, Healer's Hawks, Loyal Pegasus, Fairy Miscreants. I decided not to go as heavy onto one drops and being able to play things like Hushbringer, Sky Cat Sovereign, of course, and then also just all of our great stuff here. Rally of Wings, 2 copies of Lazotep Plating because it is really good against you know, the Agent of Treachery stuff that's going on. Giving ourselves Hexproof can help pretty often as well. Staggering Insight for lots of card draw, lots of awesomeness. Imperial Eagle, Safara, Gusts of Wind. I think 1 copies here is good. Because it's sorcery speed, it's not quite as good as just like a blink, a 2 mana, both sides of Blink of an Eye, kick to Blink of an Eye. But because we are playing lots of Flyers, everything like that, sorcery speed, occasionally drawing cards like this is just really good. I am playing 22 lands instead of going a little bit lower just because I wanted to make sure that we have the mana to be able to play multiple things on a turn and kind of just testing out to see how it works. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how this one does for us, and yeah, wish me luck. All right, this looks like a pretty good hand. We have Healer's Hawk into Loyal Pegasus, then into Staggering Insight. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and keep this. So I am playing in free play this time. I don't typically play in free play, but there's just some days, you know, it's just if you've had some bad days in rank standard and everything, and you're just sick of what's in there, which I'm really kind of sick of what's in free play right now. It's just nice to switch things up every once in a while. All right, go ahead and swing in with Healer's Hawk. I'm expecting a shock here. No, okay, Loyal Pegasus, pass the turn. Staggering Insight next turn will be amazing if we can let it resolve. Memory Leak. Okay, this is what we're up against. We'll go ahead and show our blue. I'm just gonna do it so I don't have any more responses. Oh, and I did get the American flag, so I need to throw that onto this pretty soon. I might do that in between games. Staggering Insight onto Healer's Hawk. No shocks still. Bring them in. Draw a card. If we find a 1-drop, then we can shock this in. If not, that's a perfect play. So glad I didn't play the land first. Loyal Pegasus. I mean, more Flyers are good, but we have much better Flyers to find. Like Rally of Wings is nice and everything, but even just Staggering Insight, Rally of Wings next turn, gain a ton of life is not a terrible play. Actually, being able to hold up Lazotep Plating as well is really good here. They're not really in a place that they're going to be killing us just yet, typically, in this type of deck. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and Staggering Insight. We want to put more focus on the Sky Cat Sovereign. All right, let's spread the love. We're a little bit more susceptible to like Flame Sweep. I'm not sure if this deck plays that. Typically it's all cycling stuff, but down to 10, draw 2 cards, gain a bunch of life. And Lazotep Plating, it doesn't actually protect us. Rally of Wings might protect us a bit more, but we came to play Sky Cat Sovereign. With the other cat next turn that does give us lethal. Rally of Wings should give us lethal as well. Go for blood. All right, I think that they're digging for Zenith Flare and just try to keep themselves alive here. So honestly, Lazotep Plating might have been nice here. Fires of Invention. Ooh, whoa, Storm Draft. Yikes. That took a turn. I was not expecting these kinds of plays. Well, I think keeping more lands is now hurting us quite a bit. The nice thing about Sky Cat Sovereign, though, is it builds a board all by itself. And with Rally of Wings up to be able to, you know, after a couple turns of making tokens, definitely do some damage. Honestly, even just Lazotep Plating to keep putting in a little bit of damage for the 1/1 isn't terrible. It's not amazing. Zenith Flare is going to be coming before long, and they're going to gain lots of life. So I do want to hold this up for that. can only cast stuff on their turn. Okay, passes my turn, but they can still do lots of other things. Alright, so Fairy Miscreant. Playing it now so I can swing in for a bit more. I think we do hold up Lazotep Plating. I can get in for 3, but yeah, I think we just wait until the next turn. We have Rally of Wings to do even more damage, so pass the turn. Best case scenario here is that we create a cat at the end step. So Vantress, probably not as good. Boon of the Wishgiver. They're getting close. Oh, they just get to draw. I was going to say, they're getting close to drawing. They did. They can't cast 2 Zenith Flares now. Deafening Clarion. So unfortunately, what happens if we Rally of Wings here is that they end up killing all of the other creatures, and we end up dying anyway. So, because this only gets +1 for all the other ones that are out there, so yeah, Deafening Clarion. I've not seen this version of cycling yet, and there's a bunch of different versions. It's just a really powerful stuff that's going on. All right, we got the board wipe. We do have him down to 6. And this is why I liked, so in my last Flyers deck that I built, I splashed red so we can have like some hasty Flyers as well, which I do think is good. The issue is just the mana base was a little bit too greedy. Try to make it work. So they haven't actually put out any threats just yet. But of course Zenith Flare is scary. Alright, Empyrean Eagle. Pass the turn. Got sirens going on in the background. The cycling for all the Triones. I mean, it's just these cool looking Triones, but it's all kind of funky. Boon of the Wishgiver, drawing all their deck. We will be able to dodge a double Zenith Flare, kind of. A lot of stuff. It is instant speed. Even with Fire's Invention, it still is instant speed. Alright, Lazotep Plating. Oh, we're actually really close to lethal. If we find a Staggering Insight or another Rally of Wings, I think that we can get to lethal. So they can't cast another Zenith Flare. Yeah, Lazotep Plating, I'm starting to play this deck a little bit more, and I think it's worthwhile. It is 2 mana instead of like the, I don't know. It doesn't give indestructible like cards in the past did, but being able to create a 1/1 along with it and giving everything hexproof is really, really good in this format. They're going to get a big Zenith Flare, so we have a chance for victory here if we draw any instant speed damage dealingness. No, that's not it. I couldn't have scryed because we needed all the mana that we were going to get. So we can go 4 or 5 points of damage here. If they have another Zenith Flare, which it's so unlikely that they don't. I mean, we swing in. The question here is, do we Rally of Wings and get them down to 1? If not, we can Castle Vantress, hold back Healer's Hawk to play out the next turn. The issue is Zenith Flare just gains him life as well. And it's going to be like 15 to 17 points of life. Let's see, actually. 16. Okay. We could try to scry and try to find like Safara. We can almost play it right out now. Thinking. Alright, we'll go ahead and Rally of Wings. Bring him down to 1. Pass the turn. I don't think playing out Healer's Hawk is really good here. In case they just have like Storm's Wrath instead of anything else. Memory Leak, okay, just plays it out. Yeah, I guess if you have Fire's Invention, you can do that. This is the card that I feel like if it was banned, most of the problems would be fixed. Yorion is another one, like some of the companion stuff I definitely think is frustrating. Dude, just hit her face. There's no reason to be doing that. You get so much value otherwise. Yeah, so I mean, that's game. As soon as they land a Zenith Flare, we're dead. But yeah, Fires of Invention, I really, really want to see that card banned. All right, this is like a pretty good hand. We're going to keep this. We get turn 2 Staggering Insight. Loyal Pegasus is also good, but I mean, it's not as good as just turn 2 Staggering Insight, you know? Up against Super Crespo. You know, Crespo. Ooh, and a Sky Cat. Sweetness. Actually, we may want to go for just more creatures. Okay, Corpse Knight. Gust of Wind could be kind of fun here too. I think we go Staggering Insight. String them in. We're trying to hit our lands. There's a land. Whoa. That's more colors than I expected. So I think I'm actually just going to drop the Loyal Pegasus here. It is okay. It's not terrible, but with really good turn 2, turn 3, or I mean 2 mana, 3 mana plays, I think we'll be fine. So, Temple of Enlightenment. Another Sky Cat. Yeah, you know, with all the different draws and stuff that we have, sure, why not? Do I want to slow him down anymore? I feel like this is some kind of combo shenanigans that I'm not quite ready for. Empyrean Eagle next turn seems really good though. I mean, they still have to deal with what we've got on board. Yeah, that's 5 colors. And they found 2. Wait, is that 5 colors? Yeah, I think so. No blocks. We can go Skycat, Healer's Hawk, make these guys really big, have 2 really big blockers. They gain life, Empyrean Eagle on the next turn, and probably just... that should be enough for the win, I think. Yeah, I don't think we go for lethal this turn, but we go for a big hit. I mean, this is 6, that's half their damage. Yeah, I don't think we need to go any more than that. Hushbringer would be nice. And Hushbringer shuts down a lot of really important things in this format. Wow, that's a lot of Corpse Knights. Why are they playing so many colors? Oh, you know what? This is the death. So there's a deck with Death's Oasis that plays all of the these guys as well with the what's it called? Anyway, it's really good. I'm gonna swing in. The Moth. There we go. Yeah, with the Luminous Broodmoth, and then they just get to bring back the Titans over and over again. They get a bunch of triggers because of it, and they just kind of deal damage over time. And with this Death's Oasis, as like Uro dies, you can bring back a Cruel Celebrant back onto the battlefield, or Corpse Knight, or anything like that. And so you can play a little bit more aggressively with it. It's a really fun deck. I think that MTG Goldfish did it first. I don't know. He always did decks from other people too, though, so it doesn't matter who does stuff first. Why am I even caring about that? All right, this is not like an amazing hand, but we have a 1-drop. We have a Scry to some better stuff. Empyrean Eagles into Rally of Wings can close out the game. We're kind of hoping that opponents just playing their own side of the board and not interacting. That's the dream. Another Fairy Miscreant off the top would be amazing here too. There are better 1-drops besides Fairy Miscreant, but the occasional time you get to draw a card off of it is so good that it's sometimes just worthwhile. Like, get out the tap land while we can. Laza tap, plating. I actually think this is going to be worthwhile here. So there's also a Sultai like mid-range control type deck. And I think that's what we're up against. The meta has been changing so much, but basically I think this deck just tries to get to Casualties of War as quick as possible, and it's just an amazing card. Kill lots of things, and if we can have Lazotep plating to dodge every single target for it, it's not bad. So we have to be holding up maybe next turn. 1-drops for Safara would be pretty nice too. They don't have Casualties of War this turn. They can go Cavalier. Cavalier is really annoying because it does have reach. Yeah, I think that our best shot of winning against this deck is getting out Safara, being able to protect it from the first removal spell, and then just kind of go crazy from there.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Rise, my elemental friend.
Well, we can kill Nissa next turn. Is that good enough? They just have Casualties of War. I mean, they only get to kill 2 things, right? So yeah, it's worth it. And I kind of just want to go phase 2. Let's see, we bring him down to 12. If nothing dies, we have lethal in the next turn. Then we have to bring back Uro. Typically the right play is to kill Nissa, but maybe going aggressive here would be better with the Rally of Wings in hand. I don't know, that's a tough call. Alright, so what we want for next turn is a 1-mana creature. We can play it out, swing in, Rally of Wings, play Safara. We don't get to hold up Lazotep plating after that, but that's a decent play. Alright, that's fine. There we go, we got it. Alright, so Loyal Pegasus. Swing in Rally of Wings. Wait for blocks. Please don't tap double white. I guess I can control it a little bit better. And so this will untap everything. We get to tap everything again. So Rally of Wings. Down to 10. Safara. Alright. If they have Casualties of War, we give them a really good target, and if they have to have basically board wipe here to come back now. Casualties of War doesn't quite do enough. We didn't get to be able to hold up Lazotep plating, but I mean, this is, yeah. I mean, that's exactly the kind of sequencing we want to do with this deck, so. Up against Mochinyoro, bringing on Mochinyoro. And Hushbringer with Fairy Miscreant is a little bit awkward. Like, we have a good hand. We have a way to get to Safara. But we also have a slow land against Yorion. Hushbringer is good against Yorion, so I guess we keep it. So I guess what we're hoping for is another soul land for turn 2. So we just play out the double Fairy Miscreants. Don't get punished for having another soul land, necessarily. Grab an island, pass the turn. Sit on top. Now we just play both of them on the same turn. That's another good way to do it. Fairy Miscreant, draw a card, get some flyers out. Skycat Sovereign. We are going to go aggro before we go for the Hushbringer plan. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, Empyrean Eagle. We're close to being able to do Safara. Back next turn. Okay. Probably Growth Spiral. We could go for Empyrean Eagle. They might have like a counter spell. Let's see here. I mean, I think going for Safara is the best play. So let's swing in, holding up the Rally of Wings, just in case something goes wrong here. I mean, this is 6 points of damage if they don't block. Oh, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Rally of Wings doesn't work if we swing in. I was just like, oh, we got to put in the damage. All right, so let's actually Hushbringer. Now this guy actually doesn't come back. If anything, doesn't create another token. I was thinking that we could Rally of Wings and play something for some reason, as we did the last game. All right, well, it's still one. Again, I think Hushbringer actually shuts down a lot of decks. And being able to play it like almost as like our late game creature, because we have so many 1-drops, kind of works out. Up against 8 gets you 8. And double for Little Pegasus is pretty good. Very Miscreant. I mean, Little Pegasus is awkward as well against Lurrus, which has more than 0 removal spells in its deck. I mean, I guess we play out Temple of Enlightenment first, because we can't swing with these until we have 2 of them anyway. So we do keep it. It's a pretty fast hand, and fast is what we're going for. We get Fairy Miscreants next turn as well. I mean, okay, we'll keep it. Double Fairy Miscreant, draw a card. Next turn, Staggering Insight, Little Pegasus. They got the most annoying card in existence out. This is another card that I think they just put a little bit too much text. They're like, you should have just stopped a little bit earlier with that, people. Just a little bit earlier. Adding the 2 extra mana and drawing a card, all of those things. It's a lot of things. Because here, like, if it didn't draw you a card as well, and if it didn't ramp you, if it's just making him sack stuff, dealing 2 damage, man, it has so much stinking text on that card. It's really, really good. And one reason why maybe we should be playing some other spells in here. Very Miscreant. I mean, I guess we go wide against them. Let's draw a card. I mean, Staggering Insight's good. We have lots of lands, so we can go double Staggering Insight on the next turn. Play out 2 creatures this turn. Kind of go aggro. I mean, okay. Because if we find Rally of Wings or something like that, we can start closing out this game fairly quickly, or just Empyrean Eagles. This is the kind of thing we need to be doing against this deck. A Fenlurker. We'll get rid of... Fatal Passage, we have drawn a lot of lands. Now let's get rid of Fatal Passage, it's fine. Another Fenlurker. Drop another land. We still have a chance of hitting more lands, and even after the draw as well. So sacks with Priest, play something else out. We'll sacrifice a Miscreant this turn. We'll probably put these onto the Miscreant just so we're never locked out with the Pegasus. Oh my gosh. So good. No blocks. Alright, onto the Miscreant, swing in with the crew. Down to 15, draw a card, gain some life, Hushbringer. Just put out the Little Pegasus. Sacrifice fodder's fine. They get Fenlurkers back. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we had a shot, but I just don't know how you beat double Priest of Forgotten Gods very often. Take it, yep, down to 14. Sacks 2, we lose a Pegasus. Staggering Insight. Hopefully we can draw a card to be able to protect whichever one we have with Staggering Insight on it. Hushbringer's not terrible because they do have some ETB effects here that would be nice to get rid of. And death triggers. Alright. This does target us as well, so Lazotep Plating blocks the Priest of Forgotten Gods. We find that here. Alright, just play Hushbringer. Stop some death triggers. Pass the turn. Lurrus can just keep gaining him life, so we're not actually in a winning spot here. In fact, we're not. They only get one card per turn. Well, never mind. They get a lot of cards. So Lazotep Reaver, Priest of Forgotten Gods, draw the cards, find more good things. Just straight to Scorpion. Okay, they must have something else in hand that's good. Oh yeah, another. Oh, no ETB effect. There we go. That's right. Also, no dice triggers. Hushbringer is good. It does stop a lot of things in the meta. Sacrifice, Little Pegasus. Fortunately, we don't get to stop that trigger. Lots of lands. They can go Castle Lockthwain. Try to find a 1-drop. I mean, we'll block and gain some life. Witch's Oven. Okay. We have to attack in, man. No more lands. Dude, we had such an amazing hand. They just have so many more amazing things, unfortunately. This Priest of Forgotten Gods. Not a ton we can do about it. And if we keep drawing lands, we can't do much about that either. So Trapped in a Tower is something that we can maybe do. Be playing in this deck for a bit more removal. Cauldron Familiar gets shut down by Hushbringer. But there's Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're keeping the Hushbringer because it's what's at least slowing them down for a moment. Okay. Knight of the Ebon Legend. So I was calling this Eben Legion for forever, Eben, because that's what it looks like it should be. All right, Skycat Sovereign actually gives us a pretty good shot here. That's actually the perfect draw. Knight of the Eben Legion is going to be hard to beat with so much mana. But we get to gain some life. We get to create a blocker or a sacrifice outlet every turn, and we can kind of block Lurrus, or at least threaten to block Lurrus. Another Hushbringer. Is that better than creating a cat? We can do both next turn. I'm just gonna create the cat now. Dude, I just love this cat token. It's just so cute. Isn't that just adorable? Oh man. My day is made. I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy now. Oh man, it is so much card draw, so much mana, so much damage, so much kill your stuff. It's good. It's really, really good. With Lurrus, it just got even better. Guess no blocks. Take a bunch and a half. We can start blocking on the next turn. A little bit easier. Down to 8. So the best draw here is Sephara. Sephara would be amazing. To have a really big threat. They've already played quite a few Heartless Acts. We can start gaining lots of life, actually doing real points of damage. What do they sack here? Probably another Priest of Forgotten Gods. Don't lose the kitten. Yeah, the damage we're taking from that is legitimate. And that. And everything. Well. Alright. Ask and ye shall receive. Indestructible does not dodge what Priest of Forgotten Gods is doing, though. Or what Knight of the Even Legion is doing. So, Hushbringer. Do we have to wait a turn? So what happens here is if we play out Sephara, they just swing it with Knight of the Even Legion, we immediately just lose Sephara. We get to gain 7 life, which can slow the game down a little bit. But what happens if we play out the Skycat Sovereign is Priest of Forgotten Gods happens again. We can actually block here, lose a Hushbringer. We almost have enough manage to play out Sephara by itself anyway. But then we're in the same boat. We still don't have an answer for Knight of the Even Legion. Sorry, thinking. Well, I think now we're actually too late, right? We have to have 4 creatures. I forgot that we had to sack something last time. I don't even know what I'm talking about. If we swing in, Luris gets to swing back. So, I mean, I guess we swing with Hushbringer, gains some life back. Down to 8, up to 7. Oh yeah, they could just play that again every turn. Oh, they had it. They drew it, of course. Oh man. Yeah, this deck probably needs. See, that's another reason to go into red is for Flame Sweep. But again, the inconsistent mana is rough. Sack a kitten. Castle Lock Thwain, no cards in hand, so it doesn't really hurt you too much, yeah. I think they already played something from the graveyard. So swinging with the Knight, if we don't block, we're dead. I'd even probably swing with Luris, maybe not. So block with Hushbringer. Land gives us just play out Sephara. Have a threat for lethal. Just pray that they don't find another Heartless Act. Man. Positive plating. That does dodge Priest of Forgotten Gods. So. Alright, so Skycat Sovereign. Swing in with Hushbringer. Down to 6 past the turn. Down to 5. I mean, we're getting close to just being able to swing in for lethal. If we just had like Rally of Wings. And this has been a long game. And I kind of like, I mean, Skycat Sovereign is the reason why we're able to play a longer game against this. Having a decent threat, having a, you know, a mana, something to pay off, whatever. All right, so yeah, the best possible thing here is that they go for the Priest of Forgotten Gods. If they just swing it with Knight of the Even Legion, I mean, I guess that doesn't bother us too much either. So swings in, we get to block. They sack after attacks. All right, we will kill Luris. Because we might just get Sephara. We still have a token here. Okay, kill Luris. Luris dead. Luris gone. No more graveyard stuff. We still have to deal with Knight of the Even Legion, though. Come on, deck. You gotta be kidding me. Wow, man. This has just been brutal. Brings in with everything. Alright, well, Lazotep plating. Block, block. I mean, I guess we actually get to kill something with Cauldron Familiar. Witch's Oven doesn't change much of anything, though, but, I mean... They get to sack, create food tokens. I guess maybe we should have blocked Priest of Forgotten Gods. I mean, we would have gained the same amount that we lost. So I mean, I guess it was better to block Priest of Forgotten Gods rather than just take one. All right. Well, we get Sephara. Now we have an indestructible blocker against Knight of the Even Legion. Unfortunately, Priest of Forgotten Gods kind of stops that plan. We needed to be able to have Lazotep plating. So if they play this out right, I mean, the hard part is if they don't find a creature, they don't really have too much for us. But they have Castle Locthwain, they have a lot of things. Knight of the Even Legion. Yeah, Blues Hushbringer. Fire Triton. Yeah. This has been such a long game. You have to block. Pumpity pump. Don't even get to kill it. But we go up to 11 and we can slow the game down a tiny bit. I mean, it doesn't really matter because of Knight of the Even Legion. We got Cauldron Familiar. What are we looking for here? Maybe like Skycat Sovereign so we can create a blocker. Yeah, Priest of Forgotten Gods. I hate that card so much. I'm laughing, but I'm really crying inside. Like, this game is most likely over. I'm just surprised that we've lasted so stinking long. We keep hitting non-creatures. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now they just have way too much value. We keep hitting lands. Alright, good game. Yeah, so they have enough to be able to sacrifice Cauldron Familiar, deal us 2, swing in, pump like 3 times. Gosh, I mean, I'm just surprised that we lasted that long. But okay, we need better answers for Priest of Forgotten Gods. It's good. All right, so overall the deck went 3-2, which isn't too bad. I feel like the games that we won were really, really good. The ones that we lost, you know, you're gonna lose games no matter what. That's just how Magic goes. And I feel like we could have a few better things in here. Maybe we drop a land or two. I do feel like we were hitting lands pretty consistently. But in some cases, it's really nice. Like being able to actually play out Sephara in a longer game is pretty nice. So maybe we drop like one more for maybe another Lazotep plating. I was liking the card. Maybe some more 1-drops are also good, and just like removal. I think Trapped in the Tower might be good, being able to stop the activated ability. But there's also whatever. The 1-mana one that stops a flyer from being able to fly and gives it defender or whatever. It is a pretty good removal spell as well for this kind of deck. There's also the side of splashing into red. I already showcased a deck that kind of does that. Being able to have Flame Sweep is really, really nice against those aggro decks. But the issue is that those decks are kind of dwindling behind a little bit more, and you're seeing a lot more of the Luca type of decks. And so I think it's just you have to build your deck based off where the meta is. And this deck I do think is pretty good against the deck we never ran into. I think that we actually have like a pretty aggressive play. We can get in there. We have the Hushbringer to stop a lot of the combat, a lot of the Lazotep platings as well. So 6 main board answers for Agent of Treachery. Which typically is pretty good, but I guess it's just didn't work with our matchups. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.